Hello, everyone. It is Monday and it's October, and the energy is like, so this eclipse energy is kind of giving this sort of crazy energy right now, but that's okay because that's why I'm here to do some live readings for this October. Because the full moon in Aries kicked up a lot of this nonsense that, we definitely had this big push to be like, yeah, you're ready to release everything. You're ready to next level. You're ready to make the decision. So for those of you who actually made the decision to flip and like level up, you definitely got it, right? Like you entered your request to the universe. You chose to like not go back down to a level, to graduate to where you want to go. And then today happened and you were like, wait a second. What did I, how did I, okay, but right. And like things are starting to like, so I thought I would come on live and like do some readings just so that if you are feeling that type of way, just know that you're not alone. Know that the entire collective is going through this and you still have a choice. Like you could back out. You could say like, hey, I don't think that I'm ready to be one of the chosen ones. Like I think I'm ready to just kind of like, we'll just continue to be a muggle or whatever. But for those of you who are wanting to like use October to really get everything that you've ever wanted, especially like such strong love energy if you're looking for love. And also if you're still wanting fuck you money, that golden opportunity can come. So let's get to the cards and let's like figure this out. Okay. Oh, Lakima, how are you? Yeah, I'm fucking ready too. Let's go. Let's just go. Yeah, I just want FU money. Same girl, same. So, we'll use my my autumn deck since it's fall, and I think I'll do a collective. Hi Lolos, how are you? So I'll just start doing tarot readings for the collective. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to do a quick collective and then we'll get down to, we'll get down to the different astrology ones. And I did also want to say while all of you are here, hello, welcome in. Hi. I am going to be doing a meet and greet in Los Angeles on October 15th. The meet and greet is completely free to come to. I'm going to be hanging out at the Grove. If you want to know all of the details and information and stay updated, go to the link in my bio and sign up for my email newsletter. It's completely free to sign up for my email newsletter. It's all the way at the bottom of my my page. But if you're also really wanting to like, get a session with me, I'm going to be having a VIP Mastermind Dinner after the free meet and greet. So, it'll be very intimate. There's only a select few spots and we will sit there and like dine together and get intimate and really like, I'm going to channel. I'll be like, hey, this is what's blocking you. Here's how to fix it. This is blocking you. Here's how to fix it. You want to know why this isn't working? This is about this. And we will like plan everything out in person over a delicious dinner. As the freaking 9 of Pentacles pops out as I was talking. So if you want to like get your FU money faster, like definitely sign up for the dinner. All of the details for the dinner are also in my bio. Okay, let's do this collective message and then we'll get into the astrology ones. So here's what's interesting. Okay, this is a collective reading. Oh my God. Okay, so this is insane. So when I was shuffling, 9 of Pentacles came out. And then I was like, all right, let's do this collective reading. And the 3 of Wands came out. So what I am like It's very clear. Spirit wants you to remember through all of this chaos that might come up in October, you're headed in the right direction. Okay? You're headed in the right direction, especially when it comes to money and really getting what you want. The trick though is you have to adopt or step into this Queen of Pentacles energy. And it's something that you've had a lot of anxiety over because you're like, but wait a second, how am I supposed to act like I have all this money, like I have all this FU money, like basically acting as if, or like lucky girl syndroming it, or like living in the end, or whatever you want to call it. It's not working because look at my bank account, or I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get any more money, or like I have this expense that's coming up, like what the heck? And it's like, that's all of this worry, which is it's being brought up to the surface because it's being highlighted. You don't need to have that mindset anymore. You have to remember, up until this point, you've managed to put food on the table. You've managed to put clothes on your back. You've managed to have a roof over your head. You've clearly managed to pay your internet bill or your cell phone bill to watch these TikToks. So you are always taken care of, okay? You're always taken care of. So this old belief, these old worries, that's what needs to be let go of. This is not serving you anymore, and it's not helping you get the FU kind of money that you're really wanting. So the more that you cling on to this, like for dear life, like I'm actually seeing some of you be like, no, but I don't really want, like, I just want to keep this because this feels safe. At least this is the devil that I know versus the devil that I don't know. And I don't know what's going to come if I step into this because I've never been this before and I don't know how to be this. Well, thank goodness you came to the right place. I'm going to show you how to become the bougie bad bee era, right? It's a little like, it's just, I said this before in another video, but October is really giving bad bee era vibes or like Mastermind from Taylor Swift vibes. So it's like when the most important message about this Nine of Swords is really about like, instead of letting the fear run you, you need to run your fear, right? You need to be like, all right, babe, I got you. You're freaked out. I know last time we made a mistake. This time we're not. We have better boundaries. We have better resources. We have better people. We have better tools. We're not doing this anymore. And if you really, really are having such like a freak out about it, then we need to come up with a plan to handle the freak out and calm you down and make you feel safe so that you can really start going after what you want. Don't you want the money? Don't you want the love? Don't you want the success, the fame, the fortune, the body, the flawless skin, the like, celebrity haircut, like the brand deals, like whatever it is, we can get it. But we need to make sure that you feel safe because these swords, right? You notice they're not pointing at you, babe. They're pointing everywhere else except for you. Do you know what that means? The things that you are worrying about are someone else's business. They're not yours, right? This isn't the 10 of Swords where so many people have been stabbing you in the back, or the 3 of Swords where so many people have stabbed you in the heart, or the 7 of Swords about really stabbing you in the back. This is all in your head, right? And I'm not saying that, and like Spirit's not saying like it's all in your head as in you're so stupid, why can't you get your shit together? That's not it, because I heard that in one of y'all's heads. Like, no, but like they're calling me out, and like I didn't want to. That's not what they're saying. That's not what Spirit is trying to say. What Spirit is trying to say is, this is about giving and receiving. This is about flowing and learning that like money needs to go out and come in, that it's safe to spend money because it needs to circulate, right? And that's what brings about more abundance. So whenever you give, when you just genuinely get to give, or when you're like, I'm grateful that I have enough money to pay my electricity bill, or to pay for the rent for my, apartment, or to pay for a haircut that I needed. Like, then all of a sudden, then it starts to get this flow of, oh yeah, because every time I pay that bill, I already know that I'm going to get 10 times more money in. So it's Gucci. Like, I'm fine. It's good, right? Spirit always takes care of me. And something else that's coming through really, really big, especially with this, is just kind of like Spirit really wants you to like trust that it's shoving you in the right direction. Because I know for some, Spirit was like, oh, we're just gently guiding you. And it's like, no, it doesn't feel like a gentle guide. It feels like a hard ass motherfucking push that I didn't ask for. Thanks. Right. And the reason why it feels so severe is because you, my dear friend, and I love you so much, but you asked for it to come fast. You asked for a quick transformation. You asked to quantum leap. You asked to be like these bitches that you see here being like, oh my God, like, it's just so easy. And like, I just get paid to exist and my existence paid for itself. Like, how come I can't, like, why can't I get the amount of money that they're just getting just by sitting there? What? It's not fair. Like, I'm hearing so many of your voices in your head being like, I don't get it. And it's like, because that's why Spirit is like, you wanted it fast. You want a quantum leap. You also want to be one of those bougie girls, right? Being able to get all of the things with ease and effortless and so much fun just by like throwing up a TikTok that you didn't even really freaking care about. You have to get rid of this. This is what is preventing this, which is preventing you from getting this. So the longer that you cling on to those fears, thank you so much for the roses. The longer you keep clinging on to those fears, the longer it's going to take for you to be able to receive more, right? This is also really about, okay, this is really about you coming into your own. That's what I'm hearing. Really, really coming into your own, not apologizing for who you are, not apologizing for what you like, what interests you have, what kind of things you want to create, like where you want to work, how you want to make your coin. And here's a really bizarre thing that's coming through. It's almost like if you actually stopped focusing on money and you actually just started focusing on what like truly lights you up and like getting into that zone where you're just like, no, you know what? Like, regardless of whether I get a few money or not, I love making like the friendship bracelets for like the Taylor tour, right? I want to continue making them. They were so much fun. And like you're just sitting there on the weekends or on your nights off from work, just like sitting there making like cute little like bracelets to like give to friends or whatever. You're in your zone. You're allowing yourself to vibrate at a higher frequency, which you're like, well, how are these stupid little bracelets going to make me money, Alicia? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I can hear it. I hear it and I hear you. So let me help you. I'll explain. Okay. So what I'm saying is that when you are sitting there and you're just so happy and you're like, great, like, I don't know, I like, this is like super duper fun. Like, I'll just try it. Like, let me just like chill out. Let me relax. Oh my gosh. Like that new Netflix show came on. Like, oh wow, that's like really fun. Like, oh yay, I like that. Guess what? That is you changing your vibration, your attraction level to become more in alignment, right, with what it is that you want. Because ultimately, and you know this deep down inside, but like the ego part of you, again, the fear part of you is like, but I don't know because I need to see it. But it's like, when you start focusing and making your number one priority, the things that truly light you up, the things that make you feel like the sun, like where you're just like, yeah, let's go. That sounds like so, let's go pumpkin picking in a real pumpkin patch, or make our own apple cider, or let's decorate the front porch to like really be festive. This feels so good. That, when you can ride in that and have that be your dominant vibe for like more than 50% of the day. It doesn't have to be 100%. It just needs to be more than 50. So even 55, you can start off and then work your way up. Then you're going to literally be attracting those miracles. Like the things where you're like, oh my God, like you'll get a random phone call and it'll be like, oh my gosh, it's last minute. I don't even know if you're available, but like, I really need like this, because this like low key really actually happened to me as just to give you an example. I was really wanting more money, but I didn't know what to do. And this was when I was kind of like still living paycheck to paycheck or whatever. And so I was just like, whatever, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I always figure it out. It'll happen. I'll just like try and vibe high and like whatever. And like, I was like, what I just told you, I was just like, all right, I'm just going to get lost in this activity. I'm just going to have some fun. And out of the blue, out of nowhere, my old boss from when I worked merch for Wicked the Musical called me out of the blue. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? And he was like, listen, I am like so desperate because I'm actually doing the merch for Ariana Grande's tour. And I desperately need someone to work her VIP line. Do you happen to be around, and do you happen to be available? And I was like, oh my God, bet. Like, I'm so fucking there. And he's like, great, I'll pay you extra. Thank you so much. Be here at this time, this date, da 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 da. And it was like, it was wild. So I actually met Ari. I worked her VIP line. I got to stay and watch her whole concert. I was like backstage chilling with her people. I also got to see my friend again. And who knew that that was something that was going to like fall into my lap? There was no way I would have been able to predict it. I couldn't have planned for that if I tried. And so that's something where it's like, that's kind of what October is going to be like, where it's like, there is going to be radical changes. You're not going to see the blessings coming because you aren't, in a way, don't hate the messenger. The wheel turns in your favor, but it also turns the other way too. So if you step up into Queen of Pentacles energy, just being like, okay, I'm going to try and be Queen of Pentacles. If I already had all the money that I wanted, what would I actually be doing? What would I actually be thinking? What would I actually be wearing? What would I actually be doing with my evening if I already had all of the money that I wanted, right? And start doing those things, you'll get those blessings. And I'm talking like, I have been seeing visions upon visions upon visions of it is going to happen so wildly better than you ever fucking imagine. You're going to be shocked. Like, you're going to be floored. You're going to be like, how? Like, if this was an actual video, I would like beg you to save it and come back to it when it happens. Because for some of you, this is very, very, very real. And I am so excited because you have been working so damn hard for this. You've been waiting for your time, and your time is this month, okay? Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what you need to succeed, all right? Drop it in the comments to claim. Now, if you choose to cling on for dear life and argue for your limitations that are actually invisible, they're not really even holding you down, all right? Yes, for some of you, there are a couple of things. Like, some of you really need to declutter. Some of you need to throw that ratty ass t-shirt out from your ex-boyfriend that was toxic and like whatever. Just get rid of it. Like, it's enough already, right? Especially with partnerships. Pay the dang bills. Like, put your receipts together. Start getting your accounting ready for tax season. Yeah, start doing that now at the beginning of Q4 before it gets really crazy. But if you don't do it, what's going to happen is that it's not, I don't want to say it's like you're going to miss an opportunity, but you're going to miss an opportunity. Because with this Wheel of Fortune here, and with the Hierophant right underneath, and then with the King of Swords, this is really saying that if you choose to cling on to what is freaking you out, you're going to have again, things can always change. Timelines can always change, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get that FU money, and you may not meet your partner again. For some of you, I just heard like 5 years. So it's like there's a window right now. You're like the love of your life or your dream partnership. Okay, so when I'm talking about that partner that you're gonna miss, it's gonna be either like the love of your life, the one, your soulmate, the person you're supposed to live happily ever after with, or it's gonna be your ideal business partner, angel investor, mentor, like, you know what I mean, the one that's gonna help you really launch your empire, and like take you to that next level in whatever industry you're in. It's just going to take up to 5 years for that window to open again where everything will align. So it's like really key to adopt a brand new mindset and mastering it. Do not cut corners. I'm hearing like, yes, there are a lot of tricks and tips in order to get yourself there, but it is really just basic freaking muscle memory. And like, if you are going to do something, get Atomic Habits and like start making it a habit that becomes part of your subconscious routine where you're just running it on autopilot. So this is the example that they wanted me to give you. So we've got the Hanged Man here, right? With Temperance. Okay. So with the Hanged Man, it's like, for example, have you noticed that the people who say like, oh, I'm always really lucky whenever I go to Vegas. Like, oh, I always win when I go to Vegas. Or like, oh yeah, I like just usually eat whatever I want and I never gain weight. Like that's just how it is, right? Or I'm just really lucky. Like just good things really always happen to me. And like that's just, and you hear them say this and you're like, that's crazy. But then you see their life and you're like, how are they doing that? Like, how is that their life and I'm still struggling? It's because they decided to see this from a different perspective, and they were like, they just made it a belief. They were like, no, that's literally my reality. That's what actually happens. I'll give you a quick example with myself. I don't even remember when I started this, but I was always like, oh, I always get rock star parking because I'm a lazy bee. So I like to get the closest parking spot to the entrance of wherever I'm going. And 9 times out of 10, I always get rock star parking, to the point where I remember I was like with one of my nice boyfriends that I was dating. Like he wasn't spiritual at all. Thank you, Lone Wolf. He wasn't spiritual at all. And I was telling him how I always get rockstar parking. He's like, yeah, right, whatever. And I was like, I'm serious. Like, I literally always get rockstar parking. And then he was like, okay. Like, literally gave me that face. And then, so, obviously we started dating. He was taking me on dates. So, like, even when he was driving and we were going out to all these places, I'm like, oh, look, there's a spot right there. Like, right there. Oh, look, they're just leaving. Just go get their spot. And like it happened time and time again, to the point where he was like, what the fuck? Like, why do you always get rockstar parking? I was like, I told you from the beginning, I always get rockstar parking. And he's like, yeah, it has to be you because when you're not in the car, I don't ever find those spaces. Like, and I was like, really? Like I always do. So like whenever he's like, no. So now I guess like I have to go drive with him everywhere because he always like wanted rockstar parking. But it was like, he started noticing like whenever I was like, no, I'm booking that job. Like, right when I was like, this was pre-COVID, but just like really acting seriously. I was like, no, I'm booking that commercial. I'm booking that guest star. I'm booking that co-star or whatever. And I would just be like, I want a guest star audition. And then like literally 15 minutes later, my agent would be like, hey, you have a guest star audition tomorrow. And I'm like, perfect, right? And it was just because of the belief that I had, and there was no doubt behind it. I just knew, right? It was my passion. It was my calling. I just like, I didn't care what anybody said. I was just like, I just get rock star, whatever, So that's kind of the energy or the vibe or the mindset that you need to start flipping into. Now, it does take practice, just like working out in the gym. working out at the gym, getting, you know, my little BB guns in. Okay. Like I can't work out my arms right now because my back surgery is taking a lot longer to heal than I had expected. But you get my point, right? Like if you want a cute, bouncy, like butt, you're going to want to do your squats. Well, like, yes, you can manifest yourself to just have like a good butt, but you also do need to like work out, right? And it takes repetitions. It's like if you want to lose weight, you can't just eat good once and then eat garbage for the rest of the time and then be like, why am I not losing weight, right? And the mechanics of that is basically based off of the fact that we are living in a human physical construct. We chose to have a human experience so that we could evolve and grow as spiritual beings. But that means that in order for us to learn these lessons or gain this wisdom that allows us to evolve, we have to experience it on a physical level first, so that we can really integrate it and understand it to its fullest degree so that we can take it with us to our next lifetime. Does that make sense? Like, I just kind of want to demystify this process of like a spiritual journey, because we're living in a human physical world. So you're supposed to like, for example, if you're a girl, you're supposed to like makeup. You're supposed to like clothes. You're supposed to like finding a partner. You're supposed to like, you know, sex. Like you're supposed to enjoy kissing and like hugging and like touching and tasting and feeling and like, you know, experiencing. That's why you came here, to experience those things and go, okay, bet. So out of these two things, when I'm like this, does this like light me up inside? Does this feel like this? Does this make me feel like I'm winning? Does this make me feel like I'm winning? Do you see what I'm saying? So if that's the case, wouldn't you want to be this so that you can have this? And then also, well, that's just, sorry, I was just trying to find like I was trying to find the two of, there it is. The Two of Cups, or like this soulmate energy, dream partnerships energy, like, you know, being like basically like heavenly orchestrated divine intervention so that you two can come together. I'm almost hearing too that when you meet your person, oh my God, I just got like so many chills. Okay. 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 This is so good. So I'm seeing for some of you, if you are single and you're looking for your person, all right, when you meet in October, it's going to almost be like, I don't know if y'all have seen that movie West Side Story, the musical, and they have not the new remake, the old school one. Okay. With this is like in West Side Story, when Tony and Maria meet at the dance, at the ball, at the gym ball, it's like the moment that they lock eyes, it's like the whole entire rest of the world, like everybody else in the gym, just like kind of gets blurred out. It's like the music dies down. Like the only thing that you can see is the other person. And it's just like these like eyes locked. And it's like there's this recognition of like everybody else like like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. And it's just you and them. And it's like, you just know, you don't even know maybe initially like how far it's going to go, but you just like know, right? That is going to be how this happens. So again, you don't need to go on a dating site. You don't, I mean, you can if you want to. I think like including Hinge, like even on Hinge, like, cause I sometimes I'm on that side of TikTok. It's like so unhinged, if that makes any sense. So if you are wanting to meet them in October, it's more about getting out and doing things. So like, again, like I was saying, like state fairs, like pumpkin patching pumpkin picking at a pumpkin patch on a farm, or like going and picking apples to make apple cider, or like taking a trip somewhere, even if it's just like, you know, a couple hours drive away, having a weekend getaway with the girls, like going on a vacay, or like, hey, like meeting me in LA for a meet and greet out in the Grove. Like, let's get it, you know, like that, like you just being out and again, living life, not living in the fear, but just like living life. That is when the person will show up. And when the person shows up, you'll know. And it's going to be not that like with West Side Story, which is basically Romeo and Juliet, let's be honest. But even as I put the cards away, and I didn't even realize this, the card that I accidentally left. Do you know what I'm saying? So like it has less to do with if you follow the fun, if you follow the flow. And when I say flow, I mean in the zone, as in like anything that makes you feel like time stops, like you're just creative, you're doing the thing, and you're like, and you can get that sometimes even by cleaning. Like I am not a huge meditation person. That's just me personally, but like I really get into that meditative state when I'm like cleaning and organizing and decluttering. Don't hate me, I'm a Virgo stellium, that's just what it is. But you can still get into that state where it's just like, I like, for example, I now know, because it's happened so many times to me, that every single time I take the time to declutter one area of my house, I always receive some unexpected windfall of money. Like every single time. Every single time. The first time that I like decluttered my underwear drawer and I took out all the ratty ones, I put like my beautiful ones and then like my cute ones and then like my comfy ones or whatever, and I like color coordinated it and it looked so pretty and stuff. I shit you not, the next day I got like 2 residual checks in the mail that were like over $500. And like, I was like, I wasn't even expecting it. Like it came out of nowhere. Right. So it can happen very instantaneously, but that's what I'm saying about following the fun and following like what fuels your passion, what fuels and ignites your soul. That it's about listening to your heart so much more. I wish that the Lover's card had popped out, but that's basically what October is going to bring. And again, just to like reiterate, everything is happening for you and not to you. And it's just spirit trying to gently nudge / if you're not going to listen, shove you in the right direction so that you can get the happily ever after that you're wanting. Okay? So this is for you. This is what you get. This is what you desire. And this is what you deserve. You deserve this. You've been suffering long enough. You don't need to suffer anymore. And like, there are so many people trying to help you. So stop rejecting the help. Like, receive it. Say, okay, thank you. Thank you for being willing to help me. Like, I appreciate that. Right? Does that make sense? So, aw, Barney, I love you so much too. All right. Oh, so does that make sense? Does anyone have questions? That was a collective reading. I just started popping off. So